Hello everyone, I'm back with a video that everyone has been asking for. This is how do you leash train and walk your dog in one walk without food, without bribing, and without stress. Well, today I've got the answers and I'm going to show you how to do that in about 30 seconds. Okay, to start off, who is this video for? This video is not for people who want to use food all the time, who want to shovel food into their dog's face. This is not for people who want to take a long time to learn. This video is for people who have watched YouTube, have asked their neighbors, have gone online, have read things, have tried 4 or 5 different things, and they're still struggling. And the reason this is for people like that is because of the methodology I use here at Be the Boss Dog Training, which is I care about the people as much as the dog. A lot of online videos do really well and they care about the dog, but they're forgetting that people have jobs, they have responsibilities, they have kids, and they don't have 2 months to teach their dog to walk on the leash. This is for average dog owners who want it done quickly, humanely, and when they do it in their home with their dog, it actually works and they're not wasting any time. So let's get started. Okay, before we jump outside, and I'm going to actually show you how to do this, I am going to let you know that there is a difference between the methodology that we're using and the tools that we're using. Our methodology is how dogs function, so our methodology is consequence-based, meaning if the dog does something and we like it, we're going to reward. If the dog does something and we don't like it, we're going to say, choose a different behavior. The methodology is pressure-based, and the methodology, to be quite honest, is reality-based. Now, when it comes to the tools, you can actually use this methodology with whatever tool you want. My caution to you is use the tool that your dog responds to and lay aside your feelings of, oh, that's scary. Oh, I would never do that to my dog. Oh, that's fear-based. I would ask you to lay that aside and use whatever tool you're comfortable with and then go from there. If you use a tool that you're comfortable with and your dog is not responding and you're still struggling, then try a different tool to see if that works. So the 2 tools we're going to use today is a slip lead and a prong collar. However, you are welcome to try this with whatever tool you want. If it's a normal collar, if it's a harness, whatever else you're using, you're welcome to try this methodology. And my caution would be this is a learning experience, so don't close yourself off to tools that might be helpful. Okay, let's get started. Okay guys, thanks for joining me out here. So I'm just going to go over briefly the tools that I had already talked about, but I have a standard leash here if you're going to use the prong collar. So I'm just going to set this down for now. So it doesn't matter the tool that you use, the methodology is the same. So as I'm talking today, I'm going to be talking about the methodology and not necessarily the tool. But I want you to be aware that if you're struggling with your dog, you are allowed to use different tools that work. So pick and choose what works best for your dog. So I've got a standard slip lead here around the neck, and I've got a prong collar. So the slip lead, it will choke the dog if you keep pulling on it. The prong collar does not. The slip lead is not as intense as the prong collar. The prong collar is more intense, but you don't have to use as much force. So again, there's pros and cons to each tool. For Odo here, I'm going to use a prong collar because my goal is to not be forceful, not have to use a lot of communication with him. I just want to communicate with him once. And Odo here is a high drive dog who isn't really a people pleaser. So I'm going to be using the prong collar, but feel free, you can even use a regular collar. You can even use a harness if you want. But again, I'm not a fan of harnesses and regular collars. I would prefer either a slip lead or a prong collar. So let's go. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick close-up of how to put the prong collar on. If you want to know exactly how to put it on, comment below or message us. I do have a video where I can show you exactly how to do this, but for the sake of time, this video is not about how to apply the prong collar. This is about how to walk your dog. So comment below if you want this. So let me just show you very quickly how to put this prong collar on. Okay, so there is a D swivel ring, and that is where the leash should be attached to, is the D swivel ring. I attach the leash first, and then the prong collar comes apart at any link. You can take it apart at any link, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it around Odo's neck. It's going to go high up. It goes high up right behind their ears, And we're just going to attach the link just like that. And the leash should be on the side of their neck, just like that. Okay, so now that the prong collar is on, how we're gonna start is we always wanna start, if you're in your home, we always wanna start at the threshold. So basically that just means walking up to the door, asking them to sit. So how are you gonna ask them to sit is you're gonna give a pop and we're gonna say, sit. Yes, good boy. And if you noticed, I didn't haul him, I didn't manhandle him. I told him to sit, pop, pop, and then I gave him 4 or 5 seconds to think about it and then act. If he didn't sit, I would have popped him again, firmer, and asked him to sit. So this is how you're gonna come in and out of your household with your dog before the walk. As I walk, I'm going to be talking. So if you have any questions about what you're seeing, drop them in the comments below. And let's go. I say break. As we're walking, just so you know, you're gonna walk at your own pace. You're not gonna let the dog determine the pace. So it helps if you speed up and if you slow down. That's gonna help your training of your leash training. Okay, when it's time to cross, we're gonna do that same pop, pop, and sit. Good boy. We're gonna say break to release them, break. As we're walking, your arm should be nice and loose. A lot of people do this because their dogs are pulling, so it's gonna be nice and loose. The leash should be loose enough so it's loose when the dog is by your side, but if they move too far this way or forward or back, you're gonna feel tension. So if you feel any tension on the leash, you're gonna go pop, pop, and you're gonna say heel. So I'm gonna demonstrate this to you. I'm gonna speed up my walk, and whenever I feel tension, I'm gonna give him a pop. So this is what it should look like. Let's go. Heel. So I give a pop, and I say heel. And I'm gonna slow down, and if you're too far forward, I'm gonna say heel, pop, pop. Alrighty, and now we're gonna cross the road again. So I'm gonna say sit. Good boy. Look at me. Yes, good boy. It's crucial. Your dog needs to look at you. So many people's dogs have their nose to the ground. They see a kid on a bike. They're sniffing. When you stop to cross a road, to come out of the house, here's how you're going to get your dog to focus on you. Pop, Odo, I popped and I said his name. Yes, good boy. And break. And I'm gonna walk fast. And if there's any tension, I'm gonna say heel and pop, pop. I don't want my dog to put their nose to the ground. I don't want them to sniff. I can already hear people who message me angrily and say, dogs should sniff on a walk. Dogs should sniff on a walk if you have the kind of relationship where you can get their attention 100% of the time. Dogs are not allowed to sniff if you can't get their attention, right? This should be mostly common sense. So now I'm gonna slow down, pop, pop, heel. When I go fast or slow, I pop and I say the word heel. The reason I'm saying the word heel is because the goal is not to keep your dog on a leash all the time. Ready? Sit. Thank you. Look at me. Yes. Break. The goal is not to keep your dog on a leash all the time. The goal with my program is much better than most programs. The goal with my program is your dog, we're gonna get your dog off leash trained. So saying heel is gonna get them to a point where they don't need a leash. You just say heel and they come and walk next to you. So right now I'm going slower. Watch how he matches his pace to mine. I'm going faster. Heel, watch how he matches his pace to mine. I can stop, pop, pop, tell him to sit. Yes, good boy. And break. When you tell your dog to sit on a walk, they should not get up until you say break. We're gonna cross the street right here. Sit. Look at me. Yes, break. Alrighty, so just to recap, you can use any tool you want. The methodology is the same. Pop, pop when he's sniffing. The The methodology is the same. Before you go out of the house, we're gonna pop, pop, and say sit. Look at me. Yes, good boy. Have them look at you. We're gonna go for a walk. Your arm is gonna be nice and loose. The leash should be loose when it's next to you. If you feel any tension on the leash, that's where you give a pop, pop, and you say heel. You're gonna go fast, you're gonna walk faster, you're gonna walk slower. And your dog should stay right next to you. One thing I am not demonstrating today is stopping reactivity. That is another video for another time. Sit. Thank you, break. Okay. Sit. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. Let me go over a few tips here. This video is not for people who want to use food, who want to spend weeks training their dogs. This video is for people who are fed up with having to shove food into their dog's mouths. They're fed up with watching videos and trying videos and having it not work. And they're fed up with advice that might work for their neighbor but is not working for their own dogs. So the way I train is common sense, humanely, and reality based. Just so you know, you will have questions. Your dog is not going to act exactly like Odo. Message me, call me, comment, text, let me know so I can help you. I'm happy to do so. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Hello, 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 hello. Gotcha. Mwah. Gotcha. Ready?